If you've been following my videos, you know that we've been looking at some memes that people put on social media to see if there's actually any substance to them. So today the one I want to look at was actually posted by someone as a response to a video that I made. Let me show it to you and we'll discuss it. Okay, so according to this meme, God gives us an ultimatum. Worship me or be tortured forever. And oh, by the way, have a nice day. If you're not a Christian, you might say, well, that's true, right? If you are a Christian, though, this might initially upset you, but after you think about it for a while, you might say, well, I guess maybe it is true. After all, there is an ultimatum clearly spelled out in the Bible. Each of us will end up in either heaven or hell, depending on how we respond to God and his offer of salvation through Christ. So in a sense, there is a truth shared by the words of this meme, but like so many memes, it twists the truth so badly that the truth becomes an untruth. Let me explain what I mean by pointing out what exactly is wrong with this meme. First, what's up with a picture of the old guy? God is spirit, not a centenarian who can barely keep his teeth and he should be confined to a wheelchair in a nursing home. Anytime you see God portrayed as a human, you should immediately be skeptical of the theology of the artist. Second, it's not worship that determines a person's final destination. It's faith. Jesus clearly demonstrated in John 3:16 that salvation comes through belief. We could substitute words like trust or faith. It means the same thing. God does deserve worship and we should give it to him, but that's not what he requires for salvation. Third, to say that God is torturing people who don't worship him or don't believe in him is misleading. Will people who reject Christ be tortured? Yes, but it's their fault, not God's. Our sin is what makes us deserving of hell, and don't forget that God is the one who stepped in and made salvation possible, which brings us to the fourth problem with this meme. The words, "have a nice day," make it look like God has a flippant, if not gleeful attitude towards sending people to hell. It's as if he satiates his sadistic desires by cheerfully tossing people into the flames of an eternal hell and watching them writhe in agony forever. That's not at all how he's portrayed in the Bible. In the Bible, we see him offering opportunity after undeserved opportunity to rebellious people, reaching out again and again in mercy, even to the point of sending his son to the cross. Those who don't respond in faith unnecessarily seal their own fate, but that's no fault of God's. So, while there is a hint of truth behind this meme, the overall message is one of a God who arrogantly demands worship and punishes those who don't give it to him. Because of that, I give it an unequivocal thumbs down. It does an abysmal job of portraying God as who he really is and was designed by someone who is either ignorant of the Bible or willfully wants to misrepresent God. It's just another example of why we should always engage our brains and think beyond the meme.